This is Sukrita, and I write in English poetry, and I'm absolutely fascinated with the book that Vinita Agrawal did called Open Your Eyes, in which she collected poetry, made a beautiful anthology of poetry, which is to do with nature, which is to do with climate change, which is to do with environment. And all of these themes are very close to my heart. And thank you, The Brown Critique, the YouTube channel for which I have been invited to read my poems, which are related to the themes focused in Open Your Eyes by Vinita Agrawal. I think I should start with my poem on a tree, which probably is a tree which is a poem which I did long time ago, but very close to my heart because I have always been in love with trees. And somehow this poem happened at a time when I was not conscious of this love as much as later. So let me read this poem to start with, and I call it Guru. Trees are yogis, standing erect on their roots, exuding unrelatedness. Each one and content, swinging proudly in the silent music of the gentle breeze, meditating into thoughtlessness and blowing spiritual breath into every little leaf on its being. At noon, it throws its cool shadow for the earth to rest in peace. The yogi does not participate in his glory. The tropical summer cannot comprehend its glorious freshness. The tree shoots upwards in a nameless search, its height giving it a security in the soil. The distant exuberance of the sun is dimmed by the yogi. I have one in my compound. I inhale its philosophy, power, and light for my own roots, branches, and leaves. This is my connection with the tree in general. But I would like to read another poem now, which is to do with all that we have heard about recently and experienced in the context of the fury of nature, and what we have witnessed in Chamoli recently, which is to do with hundreds of people getting trapped. And so this particular poem that I did, it came out of my experience of the river in Spate, Ganga actually, and I call it Why That Half Smile, Shiva. That slight arch of the lip spelling irony, long tongues splashing with snakes rising from torrents, your blue bust resting on the lifted muddy waters thickened with debris and smell of death, wave after wave, rolling down in angry spurts, rubbing the holy rubble of divine abodes, myriad arms of Ganga, rising, descending in vengeful thunder, fingers pointing not at this one, nor at that one. Humanity hustling and bustling and bundled in her gushing folds, stone houses toppling as cardboards, clouds bursting in shame, heavens crackling and cracking and falling on their knees. Consort of Shiva, moved out of her roofless shelter into an unabated wrath, offering protection to Lord of Destruction in hope of a new creation. There is yet another poem which has to do with my absolute, I would say, love for a tree, which was a chinar tree in Shimla, actually. And this is a poem that came out of my love for chinar. With my chinar again, O chinar, in some autumn, in some century in the past, when your leaves abandoned you, when all your colors merged into the white of mountain snow, you and I, we got together. Winter after winter did we travel, seeds, sapling, groups, through strands of time, strips of desert lands, from Kashmir of peace, of strife, even through savanna grasslands of Africa. On the move, homeland to homeland, until we spread and reached the paintings on the walls of Ajanta. In this life, when we were born anew, partition after partition, we remained in exile. In Africa we met. Hush! Their majesties, the lions, their golden manes gathering near the pond. Jumbo, Rafiki! They roar in one voice, sounds rolling into the lap of Mount Kenya, chilled in its elegant white cap. O Chinar, you change colors, shed your leaves again, yet again, to be ready for life after life, death after death. There is a poem that came out of my experience of reading the newspaper over and over again when tsunami happened, and how many people got victimized. And so every day there was a little poem that I was coming out with, which had to do with tsunami. This is one a little longer than the little ones, but I'll read this one. Himalayan Tsunami. The gaping holes in that old blanket spoke the language of deep sighs, hollow throats emitting shrouds of hunger, of thirst, but the little head peeping out of the blanket, at one end, the head of Socrates himself fixes a question mark on norms of development. Lying across the gluey tar road, running zigzag on the mountains, through echoing ominous tunnels to the town called Kedarnath, where pilgrims turn ghosts with holes in their eyes, torrents of rain wash the crutches of faith away. Thank you. Thank you, Vinita. Thank you, the Brown Critique, for creating this occasion, giving me an opportunity to read my poems.